Good morning from Annapolis, Maryland. Hi, I'm Ashley Love from T2P-TV.
And I'm Carter Cameron from Quantum Sails.
And we are here to bring you coverage of the College Sailing Team Race National Championship. 12 teams from 12 colleges and universities have found their way to qualifying for this event. And over the next 2 days, each will battle head-to-head in round robins to see which school is the best at team racing for the 20 to 21 school year.
This year's College Sailing Team Race Nationals is comprised of 12 teams, down from the typical field size of 16. Teams come from all over the country. And this year, due to COVID, we ended up doing things slightly differently. Instead of having everybody on one spot on land, instead we're splitting up the teams and the boats amongst a number of different hosting venues here in town, and having everybody meet on the water and stay in their boats for most of the competition. So we're just thrilled to have the opportunity to get out in the water and get some meaningful competition for all these student athletes that have put in so much time and effort.
Our very first race of the first flight is the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy versus Roger Williams. KP is in black, Roger Williams in red. If you're new to team racing, here it is in a nutshell. There are 3 boats from each school, unlike fleet racing where there's only 1. And your team is trying to cross the finish line with a score of 10 or less.
Exactly. And the goal isn't always to be first across the finish line. You got to help your teammates be able to not be in last place. So sometimes the goal is to go fast or even to go slow and help a teammate out past one of your opponents.
Well, Carter, boat 15 on Merchant Marine Academy managed to find some pressure on the left. How's this race shaking out?
We're looking at a 1-4-5 for Roger Williams right now. It's the winning combination. Boats 15 and 14 want to slow down boats 1 and 3 so that Kings Point boat 13 can shoot up into second place.
Oh, Roger Williams managed to get around 1-2 with 15 having to do a spin. Now KP's in total chase mode here. The course is a digital end. They go upwind, do starboard roundings, go downwind, then do port roundings, and end up finishing upwind at a different boat that they started at. First race will go to Roger Williams, co-captain Spencer Cartwright, Aiden Hoogland, and Cameron Wood, going 1, 2, 3 across the line. Our next race is with our host, the U.S. Naval Academy, against one of the farthest traveled teams, Jacksonville University. And the battling has been going ever since the 3-minute gun went off. 18 is the high number. That puts J.C. Hermes and Kimmy Leonard at the pin. The first leg, you really just are trying to get off the starting line and then see where everything shakes out. About halfway up the first leg, if you're losing, the front boats have to start doing something to get their teammates out of trouble. Navy has the 1, but Jacksonville has managed to pull off a 2, 3, 4. So they are shouting to their front boat to slow things down, come back and help them. Navy's game in the 5-6 is to split and try to separate the race so that when it comes back together, the order might be different. 16 getting hooked out to one side here by Jacksonville. This is our SASA and our Mesa South winners in the qualifying rounds.
Jacksonville doing a nice job protecting their play too here, even after all of Navy's efforts.
Got to the zone there and then set a bit of a trap to condense everything. Everyone is rounding at the same time. Up to this point, 18 has really just been trying to hold on to the 1, but now on the last upwind, this is where they can start to do some pass backs.
Looks like boat 7 had to do a circle around Mark 4 there. Navy's pushing for a play 1 here. Looks like they might have gotten it.
Using the leeward mark, Navy managed to pull off a 1, 2, 3, giving them 2 wins now because they beat Boston College earlier today.
In this race here, we have Tulane in blue and Charleston in orange. This race is of particular interest to me. I'm a College of Charleston alumni myself in the class of 2019.
Did you ever sail in nationals?
We sailed a few, 2 team race and 2 fleet race nationals.
Right on. Tulane and Charleston going into this race with 2 wins each. Paris Henkin and her crew Lucy Klempen, you might recognize them from the women's nationals, doing a nice job in the 1 here, sorting out where the rest of their team is on this first upwind leg.
Charleston rounding in a 1-2 here. Paris Henkin and Lucy Klempen in first. Hunter Skinner and Roxy Snyder rounding in second.
And Hunter was a crew until this last spring, just switched into skippering.
Charleston doing a nice job protecting their 1-2. Jack Brown was able to pick up an ace in the back, which means that he is now in the 5th position and push somebody into 6th.
Hunter crossing in second. Paris is already finished. Count that as a win for the Cougars. Mondo Righty is going to make the second race of Flight 10 quite interesting between Stanford and
Boston College. Actually, this race has some top-notch sailors in it. Colleen O'Brien in boat 6 for Boston College won A division at the Women's Nationals just a few weeks ago. And Stanford has both of the College Sailors of the Year from last year sailing in this race, Michelle Armkamp and Jack Parkin.
6 was over. Literally every start for the last 10 starts has had someone over. It's such a short, tight line. Well, Carter, they stretched out this first leg a long way, but everyone's still getting to the top mark at about the same time. For Boston College in the 1 position, trying to slow down this race from the front.
We had a big righty coming all the way up that leg, made things interesting, trying to protect the starboard lay line.
BC is trying to slow this race down from behind, doing a nice job of making Stanford sail them way off the course. On the other side, BC trying to get back in with their boat number 6. Colleen got back in the mix from last. Everyone able to slow the race down enough. 3 is in the zone, 6 is in the zone, but they got to be careful not to sail out of it.
We've had 3 different winning combinations on this downwind leg. Things are certainly getting interesting.
Stanford has a 1-2 though coming around this last bottom mark. That's going to be tough to split. This is where the 2 starts to wonder, should I finish this race? 3 has the 1 now, but 5 is still in the mix here. This is all going to come down to the last couple feet of this finish line. Oh, nice keeping the starboard cards.
Stanford Cardinal wins this race with Jack Parkin, Telis Athanasopoulos, and Michelle Armkamp.
After a lunch break and a boat swap, PRO Gavin O'Hare has set up a slightly longer course in a building breeze. Brown is in black, Charleston is in orange, and for Brown we have Tucker Weed and Jack Murphy, both juniors, and Olivia Belda, a junior, who helped Brown finish 4th overall at the Women's Nationals, sailing in A division just 2 weeks ago.
Really nice breeze picking up. We've had a few crew changes up to middleweight crews here.
Brown is doing a fantastic job leading all 3 pairs at the moment.
Brown approaching the top mark in close contention.
Olivia did a fantastic job slowing down 16 to make sure 14, who was split on the other side of the race course, balanced in nicely. Big collision there. 14 saying, my bad, gonna go ahead and do a spin.
Charleston winning with a pair 2-3-4. In a 2-3-4 downwind, the best goal is to protect the starboard ley line. Brown took advantage and was able to get inside there, and they're moving into a 1-2. Teams converging here closely at the marks. Brown coming in with the 1 and the 3 position. Boat 16 for Charleston is going to try to hold 15 back and let his teammates around the outside. Try to keep the play 2 for them.
They probably sailed out of the zone there. So 15 decides to go head in there. There's hands going up.
What color is the flag?
What color is that flag? No flag.
Coming around Mark 4 now, we've got a lot of mixed up action coming here. It looks like a 1-3-5 for Brown. Who's going to be able to execute the pass back first?
Over on the left, Brown has a 1-2, maybe. On the right side, 14 is starting to get pinned out, but they just got released.
Charleston coming across the line with a 2-3-4. Really close action all the way across the race, but they were able to pull it out in the end.
Nearing the end of the round robin, the Georgetown Hoyas and Roger Williams are shaking out to be 2 of our top contenders, which means races like this really are going to help shake out what the seeding is going into tomorrow's championship round. You'll see the Zodiacs hovering around each race. Those are the umpires making on-the-water calls. Chief umpire Jeff Borland. Others include Christine Achella, Charlie Arms, Bill Cook, John Pratt, Bill Simon, Steven Sparkman, Doc Sullivan, Tony Weiner, and Jeff Woodward. Around the top, around the bottom, the Hoyas are still 1-2-3. Roger Williams having a strong start to the day, but they're not out of it by any means. For the last start that we're filming today, it is green versus pink. In green is St. Mary's, in pink is Boston College. And St. Mary's, with leader Adam Werblow, certainly has a legacy here. They've been on the podium at the Team Race Nationals 13 times over the last 20 years. Boston, boat number 8, has the 1, Gloria Kevlikute, senior from Chicago, Illinois, trying to keep 7 from tacking. The more they bear off, the more she bears off, trying to get 10 and 12 teammates to pass her. Excellent job. Oh, I guess she fouled in that maneuver, but her teammates are still around in 2-3.
Nice job by St. Mary's transitioning into a play 2 there. Boat 12 is going to need to go inside and protect the starboard ley line. Help get 10 through to the outside. Now they'll have to do a little work to get boat number 11 out of 6th place.
One of the BC teams ended up having to do a spin, putting him in 6th, 8, doing a very nice job getting his teammate number 9 out of that port corner to round 1-2. Nice job.
chase is on for St. Mary's, and y'all, are they running? They work their way to take a piece of that 1-2 away from Boston College here, and they're working back into a play 2.
Ooh, dial down an upwind leg. Love to see that. That's going to change things up. Number 9 is in the 1 for Boston College, looking behind them, wondering, when do I drop in and make a difference? Now is when they do that. They have to try and pin 11 from being able to tack so that 7 can, oh, but we're on starboard ley line for the boat, so that's not the move.
Boston College is in a winning 1-3 position right here. Unless 11 can slow down 7 for 10 to come in, this is Boston College's race.
Is 10 going to get 7? No. Boston College will come out of that with a 1-3 and a win against St. Mary's.
Hard fought by both teams in an extremely exciting race to watch.
Well, Carter, after 66 races to get 12 teams in a full round robin, the United States Naval Academy is 10-1, leading the way. 2 points back is a 3-way tie between Georgetown, Roger Williams, and College of Charleston. These top 6 move into a gold round. So how's today going to work?
So we've got 3 round robins planned for today. We're starting out with a round robin of the top 6 teams for the gold, and then we have a round robin of the bottom 6 teams, the silver round. Weather permitting, we're going to go into a round robin of the top 4 teams from the gold top 6. That will determine our champion for the regatta.
And scores will carry over.
This race, we have Navy in black and Stanford in red. Stanford has given Navy their only loss of the event so far. If Stanford can pull out another win here, they have a chance of making the Final Four.
The breeze has definitely gotten lighter. It's a little bit choppier, but these boats are tacking just as much as they were in the big breeze. Still haven't gotten to the first mark yet. Navy around in 1-2. The chase is on for Stanford. $14 managed to get 15 to pass him to get back into that comfortable 1-2. Boat 15 is J.C. Hermes, a junior, a 2-time All-American skipper. He won the co-ed nationals by 33 points as a freshman. All eyes have been on him his whole sailing career. The other 2 Navy skippers, Connor Bayless, a senior who just graduated in the commissioning week 2021, who previously came from the Severn High School sailing team, and Gray Benson, a junior, who also sailed in high school at St. George's. Now, Carter, we found that, almost 75% of the races have been won in a 1-2 combination. Why is that?
Yeah, it's extremely common because a lot of it has to do with the start. There's an old adage that just fleet race when you can and team race when you have to. So you want to have a good start, going fast, clean off the line, and Navy did that here perfectly.
This race is the last race of the round robin for gold and silver. This is silver, the decider between Tufts and Tulane. Whoever wins 7th place. Red flag for 6. There was a foul there right at the boat, right at the start. Tulane, the Green Wave from New Orleans, are in green. Tufts in blue. Green doing a good job of trying to push this race forward, while blue wants to slow it down. An altercation at Mark 1 heads 12 spinning, so more trouble for green.
Still in a winning combination though, Ashley, with a 1-4-5. What Tufts is trying to do here is transition from a losing combination to a winning 2-3-4. Boats 4 and 5 want to slow down boats 12 and 11 so that they can move boat 6 from 6th place up to 2nd place.
Boat 10 has been waiting Tulane here on starboard to see how things are happening for 12, but 12 cannot get back on port.
Boat 11 spinning a circle here, putting them in 6th place. Tufts did a nice job transitioning into that play 2.
But 4 won't have room on 10, and neither will 5. How long can he stall to wait for 11 to get back into this? Chief ump Jeff Borland here, looking for more overlap calls, but mark number 4 will be pretty tame. And Tufts doing a fantastic job with a 3-boat weave. Charlie Hibben, Alex Fasolo, and Sam Merson, the skippers for their team, wrapping up the silver division. So we move into the championship round, which is the top 4 teams, Charleston, Roger Williams, Midshipman, and Georgetown, in a small round robin to determine the winner. Here we have pink and blue, Charleston Cougars versus Roger Williams in pink with those yellow pennies. Paris Henkin is caught on port, taking the bottom of the fleet, but headed to the right side of the course. College of Charleston with Hunter Skinner, Jack Brown, and Paris Henkin recovering nicely from that start because 7 was over. Coming into the first top mark, 1, 2, 3. Nothing changed in the Charleston Roger Williams race. Charleston puts another point on the board. Next up is Georgetown Roger Williams, and Georgetown is just coming off of that challenging race off of the Midshipman, but you've got to have the mental preparedness to wipe the slate clean and take on this new competitor. They're 1-1 so far going into this race against each other. Boat number 12 started at the pin. It is their job to either pinch up and be able to get across 9. Somehow they got to get back on port to the other side of the course.
Georgetown rounding the first mark in a winning 1-4-5 here. Boats 11 and 12 are going to try to push 7 and 9 forward while keeping 8 behind them. The goal of boats 7 and 9 for Roger Williams are to slow down 11 and 12 and bring 8 up into 2nd place.
All right, so Green has a 1-5-6. 11 is in the 5, maybe a 4. If he can get a piece of somebody and do a pass back to get the boat in 6th back in this game, then maybe there's still hope. Roger Williams around 1-2, but 7 fouled. They shouldn't have gone in there, and they're spinning. Now they're in the back.
Green flags all around, setting up to be an exciting final windward leg here. We've got Navy in black, Charleston in blue heading downwind here. Navy moving into a 1-2 position.
And back on the race that we started with, it is very puffy coming down the course, which is changing up these 2 groups. There was a group of 2 and a group of 4. Let's see what happens when they all come together.
We've got 9 and 11 in attacking duel. 12 and 7 are sailing up in starboard ley line here. Green team is fighting for a play 2 to cross the line in. Got to dial down.
Now 7 can dial down. They can hunt on starboard as long as their move doesn't make 7 have to avoid them immediately. So that's legal. 9 is now stalling at the finish line. Who got the 1 there? If 9 got the 1, then 9 got the race with a 1-3. The final race of the 2021 College Sailing Team Race National Championship will be between Roger Williams and Navy. And switching in some skippers to give them some tiller time, Olivia Olazara down here at the pin in boat number 15 above 9. She was here for Women's National Championships as their A division skipper. Late at the boat and spinning is Navy, boat 13. Some more spinning on the race course has Navy in the 5-6 and the 1. But if we've learned anything over the last few days, they know how to handle this. Letting her competitor cross ahead, Charleston will wrap up their last race against Georgetown. They add to their National Team Race Championship podium finish tally. Dropping back to the Roger Williams Navy race, and Olivia Olazara is doing a fantastic job boat handling in the middle of the course, trying to keep 13 and 14 in this race.
Roger Williams doing a nice job getting that starboard ley line early, being able to force 15 to tack. Roger Williams wins the race with a 1-3 across the line.
Navy will win the entire two-day championship. They didn't even have to race the championship series. They were that far ahead. Congratulations to all of the midshipmen who participated in this 2021 event. Tell me about sailing this event on your home waters and doing so well.
It was a ton of fun. Shout out to the race committee and all the volunteers. They put on a great regatta. It was perfect conditions, I'd say. We got a little bit of everything. It was a fun time.
Awesome. And what do you think was the secret to your success?
I think that the secret to our success was trusting each other and communication and just going out and having fun and taking everything race by race.
Great. Thanks, guys.